Hey, can I be real with you for a moment? I know you've been doing your best to eat right. You've heard it your whole life, eat your vegetables. They're good for you. And of course, that sounds right, it feels right. But what if I told you, some of those so-called healthy veggies you're putting on your plate, maybe even tonight, could actually be speeding up the aging process? I'm talking about more joint pain, more stiffness when you get out of bed, more fog when you try to concentrate, and even more fatigue during the day, even though you swear you slept just fine. Crazy, right? But it's true. Millions of seniors are unknowingly eating vegetables that might be making their bodies feel older, not younger. They think they're doing the right thing, but in reality, they're feeding inflammation, not fighting it. And no one's warning you about it. Not your doctor. Not your nutritionist. Not even the folks on the food labels. And here's the thing. If you're over 60 and you've noticed your energy dipping, your joints aching more than usual, or your digestion just not being what it used to be, these vegetables could be a hidden reason why. It's a silent threat, one you won't read about in most health magazines. But hold on. Before you panic or start tossing everything out of your fridge, I've got something else to tell you. What if I told you that some seniors in their 70s, even 80s, are waking up with more energy than they had in their 40s? They're walking further, thinking sharper, and enjoying life more than ever, because they made a few simple changes, including cutting out a handful of common foods they never realized were causing trouble. It's not a miracle. It's not some secret supplement. It's just the power of knowing what's really going on inside your body, and being brave enough to change what's on your plate. These foods I'm about to share with you, they might be sneaking into your meals every week. And while everyone around you might say they're healthy, the newest research says otherwise. According to findings from the National Institute on Aging, some of the most popular vegetables in America, yes, the ones we've been told to eat for decades, can actually raise inflammation, spike your blood sugar, or block your body from absorbing the nutrients it really needs. And the worst part? They're still being recommended to seniors in every nutrition brochure out there. So today, I'm going to pull back the curtain and reveal the 3 worst vegetables you should avoid, especially if you want to protect your joints, your energy, your memory, and your independence. Let's dive in. Alright, let's start with the first culprit. Number 3, corn, especially canned or frozen. Now, I know what you're thinking. Corn? Really? But I've eaten that all my life. And you're right, it's familiar. It's comforting. It's in our soups, our casseroles, even our summer barbecues. But here's what most people don't realize, corn, especially in the forms most of us buy, canned or frozen, is one of the highest starch-loaded vegetables out there. That sweetness you taste, that's not just flavor. That's sugar. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, corn ranks shockingly high on the glycemic index, meaning it causes a rapid spike in your blood sugar shortly after you eat it. And for seniors, that's a big red flag. Because as we age, our bodies become less efficient at regulating insulin. Even if you don't have diabetes, you might already be dealing with prediabetes or metabolic sluggishness, and corn can silently make that worse. It leads to sudden energy crashes, weight gain around the belly, and even mood swings that feel like they come out of nowhere. But it gets more concerning. That spike in blood sugar. It doesn't just fade away. Over time, it can damage blood vessels, increase inflammation in the joints, and even speed up cognitive decline. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire your body is already trying to manage. And let's not forget, the corn we buy today isn't the same corn from 50 years ago. It's often genetically modified, heavily processed, and stripped of the natural fiber that once helped balance its sugar content. So yes, even though corn sits right there in the veggie aisle with the greens, biologically, it behaves more like a dessert than a vegetable. Now, I'm not saying you can never touch corn again. But it should be an occasional treat, not a weekly side dish. Especially not canned corn with added sodium and preservatives. So what can you do instead? If you're craving something warm and hearty, try steamed broccoli or cauliflower. They're full of antioxidants, low in carbs, and actually help regulate blood sugar, instead of spiking it. You'll feel more stable after meals, more energized during the day, and your body will thank you in the long run. So the next time you're at the grocery store, skip the corn aisle, and give your future self a small, quiet win. Number 2, eggplant. Now, this one might surprise you. Eggplant, with its deep purple skin and meaty texture, often finds its way into everything from casseroles to Mediterranean dishes. But here's something few people talk about. For many older adults, eggplant can silently aggravate joint pain, stiffness, and even digestive discomfort. The reason lies in a natural chemical found inside it, called solanine. Solanine is a type of alkaloid, and while it's technically part of the plant's natural defense system, in sensitive individuals, it can become a hidden enemy. According to insights from the Arthritis Foundation, eggplant belongs to a family of vegetables known as nightshades, along with tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers. And while not everyone reacts negatively to them, many seniors with arthritis or inflammation-related conditions do. Solanine has been shown to irritate nerve endings, disrupt gut balance, and trigger low-grade inflammation, particularly in the joints. So if you've been eating eggplant regularly and you've noticed your knees aching more, your fingers feeling swollen, or a mysterious fatigue creeping in after meals, it might not be just getting older. It might be your body trying to tell you something. The frustrating thing is, most doctors never mention this connection. They'll prescribe medications for inflammation, recommend physical therapy, or shrug it off as natural aging, without ever considering the food triggers that may be lighting the fire in the first place. Eggplant seems innocent, but in the wrong body, it can act like a spark to dry leaves. So how do you know if eggplant is affecting your body? You don't need a fancy lab test or expensive supplement. Just try a simple experiment. Remove eggplant completely from your meals for 2 weeks. Watch how your body responds. Pay attention to your knees, your back, your digestion, even your mood. If you start to feel lighter, clearer, or more mobile, that's your answer. And if you're wondering what to replace it with, don't worry, you won't be stuck. Try zucchini or yellow squash instead. They have that same hearty texture, work beautifully in stews and sautés, and come without the baggage of solanine. Plus, they're packed with fiber, antioxidants, and are gentle on aging digestive systems. It's not about fearing food, it's about listening to your body and choosing what helps you thrive, not just survive. So if eggplant has been part of your routine, and you've been silently struggling with joint flare-ups or sluggish digestion, now's the perfect time to take a step back, and see what your body tells you when you do. You might be surprised by just how much relief is waiting underneath the surface, if you give it a chance. Number 1, potatoes, especially white potatoes, fried or mashed. Now, I know this one may hit a little close to home. Because for many of us, potatoes are more than just food. They're comfort. They're the golden pile of mashed potatoes at Thanksgiving, the crispy fries with a burger on a Saturday afternoon, the baked side dish we grew up eating with roast beef or chicken. But here's the hard truth. White potatoes, especially when fried or mashed, may be quietly working against your health every single time you eat them. Let's break this down. Potatoes are high in something called simple starch. When you eat them, your body digests them very quickly, converting those starches almost immediately into glucose, or blood sugar. And while that might give you a temporary sense of fullness or warmth, the aftermath is far from harmless. The Harvard School of Public Health has issued clear warnings. Frequent consumption of white potatoes is directly linked to higher risks of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. That's because potatoes, despite technically being a vegetable, behave more like sugar once inside the body. A baked potato, for example, has nearly the same effect on your blood sugar as a can of soda. And when those blood sugar spikes happen over and over again, day after day, it places enormous strain on your pancreas, the organ responsible for producing insulin. In time, that strain can lead to weight gain, fatigue, brain fog, and long-term blood vessel damage. For seniors, this is especially dangerous. Because as we age, our insulin sensitivity naturally declines. The body doesn't bounce back from blood sugar surges the way it once did. And if you're already managing conditions like prediabetes, high blood pressure, or arthritis, potatoes may be quietly making things worse. But that's just the start. Let's talk about how we often prepare these potatoes. Fried into golden chips. Mashed with butter, cream, or cheese. Roasted with layers of salt. These forms only magnify the damage. Fried potatoes, especially chips or fast food fries, are loaded with trans fats, which have been shown to increase inflammation, raise LDL cholesterol, and worsen circulation, all major concerns for senior health. Not to mention, many store-bought potato products contain acrylamide, a potentially harmful compound that forms when starchy foods are cooked at high temperatures. Now, does this mean you can never enjoy potatoes again? Not at all. But it does mean you need to become more selective and more mindful. Here's what you can do instead. Try swapping white potatoes with sweet potatoes in moderation. Sweet potatoes are naturally lower on the glycemic index, contain more fiber, and offer a healthy dose of beta-carotene, which supports vision, immune health, and skin elasticity. Just be careful not to drown them in marshmallows or brown sugar. Keep them simple. Baked. Steamed. Roasted. Another great option. Cauliflower mash. It's low in carbs, rich in nutrients, and has a similar comforting texture, without the sugar crash. It may take a little getting used to, but over time, many seniors find they actually feel lighter, more clear-headed, and less bloated when they make the switch. And one last thing, if you do nothing else, please avoid potato chips. Those crispy, salty bites may seem harmless, but they're among the worst offenders for heart health, blood pressure, and waistline creep, especially for older adults. They're addictive by design, offer zero nutritional value, and often hide harmful oils and excess sodium that contribute to swelling, water retention, and joint stiffness. So the next time you reach for potatoes, whether it's at home or in a restaurant, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, will this nourish me, or will it cost me energy later today? Because those small choices, made quietly in your kitchen, have a louder impact on your health than any pill or appointment ever will. And you deserve to feel energized, not drained. Supported, not inflamed. Your plate can either be your medicine, or your slow poison. So choose foods that serve your future, not your cravings. You'll be amazed at what just a few mindful swaps can do. So if you want to protect your joints, boost your energy, and keep your mind clear well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, it doesn't require a radical diet. You don't need to give up joy in eating or follow fads. It begins with something simpler. Awareness. Because sometimes, the foods we've trusted the longest, the ones we grew up with, the ones served with love at the dinner table, can quietly become roadblocks to the health and independence we work so hard to protect. Corn, eggplant, raw kale, and white potatoes, they may not seem dangerous. They wear the mask of vegetables. But inside, they can spark inflammation, cloud your thinking, drain your energy, and worsen blood sugar control. Even a small shift, like swapping corn for broccoli, eggplant for squash, kale for spinach, or white potatoes for cauliflower mash, can lift a burden your body's been carrying in silence. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be informed. Because your body listens to what you eat, every single day. And it speaks back to you, through your joints, your memory, your sleep, your strength. So the next time you stand at your stove or scan the grocery shelves, remember this moment. You now know something most people don't. You have the power to shape how you feel tomorrow, by what you choose today. So choose with care. Choose with confidence. And above all, choose with love for your future self. Because your health is your choice. So now that you know the truth about these 4 vegetables, let me ask you something. Which one surprised you the most? Was it the corn, the silent sugar bomb so many of us have relied on for decades? Was it the eggplant, that seemingly harmless veggie that could be quietly inflaming your joints? Or maybe it was the potatoes, the comfort food with a hidden cost. Whatever it was, take a moment to reflect. Because what surprises us, often teaches us the most. And here's a more personal question. Have you ever noticed a difference, in your energy, your digestion, your sleep, after removing a certain food? You might not have connected the dots before, but now, you can. Because when you tune into your body's signals, you start to unlock a whole new kind of wisdom, the kind that doesn't come from a prescription, but from you. So share your story. Let us know in the comments what foods you've experimented with, what changes you've noticed, or what's helped you feel more alive in your golden years. And while you're at it, tell us where you're watching from. We've got viewers from all around the world, and we love seeing this community grow, one thriving senior at a time. If this video helped you, even just a little, please, give it a thumbs up. It lets us know these messages matter. And if you want more truth-filled, uplifting health tips designed just for you, tap that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on the bell, so you'll never miss a chance to feel stronger, clearer, and more in control of your health. Because aging doesn't mean you're fading. It doesn't mean giving up the foods you love, or settling for fatigue and pain. It means you've earned the right to feel your best. To live with purpose. To move with ease. To wake up excited, not exhausted. And every choice you make, even something as simple as what goes on your plate, is a vote for the life you still want to live. So go ahead. Choose well. Eat smart. And most of all, keep thriving. Right here, with us, on Thriving Age Tip. We'll see you in the next video.